need a gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements, top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there is just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bishop Chatard High Schools. We bring you Indiana Girls Lacrosse here on IndianaSRN. Today's game is being brought to you by our great sponsors here on IndianaSRN. They include Reynolds Farm Equipment, Boilermaker Local 374, Wheeler Mission, Burtner Electric, the Morales Group, Piper Logistics, Aspen Creek Grill, and the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Troy Narogowski along with Coach Keith Myers. Great matchup here today. Two of the top teams we're going to see here this afternoon. Bishop Chatard, they're playing really well. Penn playing really well. This ought to be a great matchup.
Can I just sing my song first?
Would you go ahead.
Raindrops keep falling on my head. Holy smokes, we've had rain. Every single time we've been together, we've had rain. Yeah, well, it should be a good game, though. Both teams pretty quick. Both teams very aggressive. I think Chatard, if they run up and down the field as fast as they have lately, they should be able to handle this game.
We're going to talk about a lot of the players as we go throughout. We have a yellow immediately on Penn, a high stick on this one. So we will have our first free position opportunity now for Bishop Chatard as Maggie Pyatt will take the first one. The draw control went to Bishop Chatard, so they're off to a good start. Light rain, cloudy skies here today. As Keith had mentioned, we've had rain pretty much all day long. It was expected. The good news is no lightning, and our first shot on the way, and the save. Nice shot and a great save. Unfortunately, the turnover and the score will go to Bishop Chatard. And the Trojans get on the board, leading it 1-0, and again, a running clock is what we have here today because they're playing more than one game. So Penn with a turnover, and it cost him a goal.
Very quickly, as you mentioned, a running clock. If you're up 2-3 points early, not over, but late in the game, you got that 4-point lead. It's pretty much hard to catch up.
Well, and we talked with the head coach at Bishop Chatard earlier, and she talked about it. Julie was talking about how much quickness they have, and that's really something that you really want to have is if you're quick in this game, it can be a lethal weapon to be used.
And the way this game goes, and, as the season wears on, just a few more weeks before the tournament, you better be playing pretty well right now.
Second draw control won by Bishop Chatard. We'll keep an eye today on several different players. The captains for Bishop Chatard as they are now in the offensive zone, and they're going to get a nice pass to the inside. Low shot, and Clara Nagel scores, making it 2-0 here in the first period, and a great start for the Trojans.
Currently 7-3. They're coached by Julie Giroux, 17th year here at Bishop Chatard. Very nice lady, very knowledgeable of the game. The team strength or speed. They think their midfield is probably the best in the league. They're 50-50 on their draws. You can't beat that when you're 50-50 on the draw. And they really have some good experience on teams. And most of their players also play lacrosse in a club setting.
Sophia Salas in goal today for Penn. She's now given up 2 early goals. We'll see 2 different keepers today for Bishop Chatard. One of those who is starting now is Avery Jennings. She's the veteran. Great reflexes, very solid in her experience. The draw control attempt here, it will go to Bishop Chatard. Now, the other day, we did the Zionsville and Cathedral game, and what we are seeing here today is what we saw in the first half and actually the first quarter of that contest, Coach, is that the team that got off to the fast start pretty much dominated, and in that game, Zionsville led at 8-0 at the end of 1. And we're seeing the quickness already take over here in the first period.
And once you get beat by that first step, then your reaction is to use your stick to stop them. And as we have a penalty here, should be a pretty easy shot here for Chatard.
Free position shot, hash mark to the left, a good jump, and the
save. Nice save.
Excellent job on the high shot by Salas. And it will be Penn, the Kingsmen, back on offense. They've yet this early in the contest have yet to get it into the offensive zone. A near turnover, and in transition the other way, this will be Gabby Smith. For the Trojans, they come in at number 6 in 2A. They're led by Nev Bielefeld, who, by the way, steady leader in the middle of the field, and that's what Coach talked about too, is that is their strength. When they get their middies going, they are very tough to beat. As you see now, Penn settling here in the offensive zone. Once they get into that critical scoring area, Penn can be very dangerous, and that's why Bishop Chatard will try to double team as much as they can, almost a turnover.
You see Chatard just forcing him to shoot a long shot. Oh, there's a hit.
Yeah, big time. That should bring out a yellow on this one. It was a high check, and that means coming to the penalty box area will be Charlotte Tashong. So she will sit down, and so now Penn will be man up, and that means that the power play is available here for Penn, and the rain starting to come down once again. Free position opportunity and the score for Penn, and we know how important it is to get those free position shots, and that's going to be Sammy Hutecker able to get the first score today for Penn.
She is going to Austin P for the higher level of lacrosse. 34 goals on the season, 8 assists, 6 forced turnovers. Very good player. Austin P is going to be getting a very, very good.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And by the way, with it being a 2-1 lead, that was a much-needed goal there for Penn. The Kings been able to get on the board, and the draw control won by Bishop Chatard. They have now won all 4 draw controls as they'll now settle in the critical scoring area. I want to mention Greta Borowski for Bishop Chatard. She's one of the captains. We'll probably call her name a lot today on the defensive side for the Trojans. And, one other thing that we should talk about here, Coach, is when you have a running clock like this, you fall behind, and that's going to be a penalty, a trip against Penn. When you get behind a game like this, that clock becomes even more critical.
Yeah, because the clock seems to be going a lot faster than it normally does. And when you're ahead, you think that clock is really slow. So, there's some talk about why they run the clock in multiple games in a day. The officials would like to get those games over because that's a long day on their feet as well. But, man, here's another goal by Chatard.
That's going to be Nev Bielefeld, the midi, a senior. Mentioned her a little bit ago, very steady leader of this team and really the emotional engine on this team as well. And so Bishop Chatard comes right back and gets the goal, and they now lead it 3-1.
And if you saw the replay there, that shot, she gets the ball, and it's in the net. There's no delay, no nothing there.
Well, a great start now for the Trojans. We'll keep an eye today on Clara Nagel as well. Maggie Piet, a attacker, junior, as you mentioned. Excellent player. She's going to be playing at Manhattan. Got her 100th goal earlier this season. And another draw control. It's now 5-0. Bishop Chatard with the lead in that category, and they'll set it up in the offensive zone once again behind the cage. And then the low shot and the save. Excellent job there by Salas. But then they'll get it back and score.
She never gave up on the ball, did she?
Looked like Maggie Piet there to get the score, and just like that, it is 4-1.
Talk a little bit about, Troy, because you've been involved in this game a lot longer than I have. Behind the net, or behind the X is what they call it, correct?
Yeah.
How important is communications for your players and the goalie? Do you communicate with the goalie, balls to your left, balls to your left?
Yeah,
and if
have to.
Yeah. And if you're not, then she's going to get scored on low.
Yeah,
like
she ends up with a lot of one-on-one positioning there, and that's awful tough on a goalie. So she's not only talking, but those defensive players got to talk to her as well and let her know. But then you also got to remember, as a defensive player, you got to have your head on a swivel because you know the offense team is diving players too. So we'll have a mulligan here on the – and you just lost a lot of notes right there, Coach.
Yes, I did.
Somebody opened the door and let the wind come in. So that'll be a draw control one again by Bishop Chatard. So that's 6-0. As I was mentioning a little bit ago, with the amount of players that'll dive and try to find that lane to the net, you got to have as many players communicating in that defensive area as you possibly can. Today's game is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana Girls Lacrosse Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of those two entities is strictly prohibited. So Penn able to survive that last offensive attack. That'll be their second turnover, so the Kingsmen have to retreat. And here come the Trojans again. I know you were thinking go, right?
Yes, I did. I don't know why you would stop there.
But I think what they were thinking is
this.
Let's set it up, and it looks like we may have another free position opportunity here. I think their whole idea was we're going to set this up right here. And so the penalty will cause the fourth free position opportunity now for Bishop Chatard. Nev Bielefeld again will have it just to the hash mark left. Once she makes that move and scores once again. Your notes are a little wet there, Coach.
Yeah.
So Bielefeld, the senior, gets her second of the day, and it's a 5-1 lead. It was 2-1 just moments ago, but 3 unanswered goals now by the Trojans, and they're now dominating this one early.
And if you're Penn here, now you need to score on this possession.
Yeah.
You got to win the ball, and then you got to score.
Sammy Hutecker leading the way for this Penn team. 34 goals coming in with 8 assists. She has 32 draw control wins this year. And, of course, Gabby Smith, the junior midi, has 23 goals and 4 assists on the season as well. And we already have the sock trick, don't we? Yes.
Yes, we do.
We came up, of course, it got all of that from Matthew the other night. And
I like that.
Yeah. 7 draw controls already. That, by the way, is much above the number that they had at 50% coming into this one here today for Bishop Chatard.
Well, Chatard is averaging a ton of points this year as well.
7-0 now in draw controls, and they're going to set it up again. We have not seen, except for one offensive possession for Penn, they have not played in their own offensive zone in quite some time. Nice move to the inside. That's going to be another penalty, and that's going to go against Penn. Great move again by Maggie Pitt, and so she is going to have a free position shot. This will be the 5th already now for Bishop Chatard. Maggie got a great jump, and the low shot, and the score, and another one for Bishop Chatard. They now lead this one 6-1.
She looked like she was going to go high, then went right to the middle and scores the goal. Very impressive first quarter by Chatard, leading 6-1.
Sophia Salas's save percentage coming in was at 47%. She had given up this year, or had taken 226 shots. But right now, this is a Bishop Chatard team taking them to task in the opening period. After 1, Trojans lead at 6-1.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
It's over.
Yeah.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you procure the licensing, manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization. We definitely work as a team to deliver solutions for our customers.
We're here to build relationships with customers, which is unique.
Hi, I'm Grayson, and our parents work in road construction. Every day they head out to make our roads safer and better for you. But did you know work zone deaths have increased 63% since 2010?
Wow, that's a lot. Please slow down and pay attention when you see all those orange signs. When you do, you're helping to keep our parents and everyone who works on the roads safe. Thanks for looking out for us.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Highway Safety Services. Stay safe, stay alert.
Back here at Bishop Chatard. By the way, Coach, brand new turf that they're playing on. I know they're excited about that.
Oh, you know what? We've been here. This is what, our 7th year. Football will be our 6th year covering them.
Yeah.
Used to same old turf. You know, Coach Doyle and I talked. I said, how's the new surface? He goes, it's marvelous.
Marvelous.
And so you walk on that thing and you go, holy smokes, this is. And the baseball facility looks awesome.
Yeah.
They played today. I mean, nobody else, I don't think that many people played baseball today with all the rain we had, but those guys ended up playing today. Turf surface has paid off for these high school teams.
It certainly does.
Could you imagine playing this in the grass today?
No.
Oh, my gosh.
It'd be really sloppy. It'd be kind of fun to watch.
It would be.
In a lot of ways, but I'm sure the players would not enjoy it whatsoever. Draw control, 7-0 lead here for Bishop Chatard. Still loose here. And by the way, this is thing, it must be really wet or something. There's the first draw control for Penn.
In the game.
In the game.
And we were 11:42 in the first half.
Hutecker going to Austin P, as Coach had mentioned earlier. They got to get her going offensively. As we mentioned, 34 goals coming into this one here today. They'll settle now in the offensive zone.
You got a couple other players that's going to Division I, II. Shelby Forsyth is going to St. Mary's for Penn, and also Gracie Harding is going to go to Illinois Tech. So nice programs for these kids.
Certainly are. How about the left-handed shot and the goal?
That'll wake you up.
Got off to a good start here in the corner. That's going to be number 16, I believe. That is Hutecker, who we just talked about a little bit ago. And she had a nice left-handed shot. Take another look at this one. Got inside the 12-meter. The defender slid over, and she just dodged her right there and got the goal with a left-hand shot. So excellent job. Now 6-2. Penn down by 4. Generally, a lot of people, they think, well, you're just playing one game today. That's not the case. Penn came all the way down here. They're at least getting 2 in.
Well, they've had a long day today.
Yeah.
I mean, from Indianapolis to Penn, I do believe it's at least a 2.5-hour, 2 15-minute drive. So they had to leave. Their first game today was 11 a.m. So they're leaving Penn probably at 7:30, 8 o'clock today. And they won't probably get home until probably 6:30 or 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
And with now, what will save them is the running clock. As Debbie and I was talking about that, then she goes, "Man, if I had to play 2 games, they better run the clock and they better have oxygen on the field." So, you talk to both coaches, and they're okay with it. This is a typical Saturday for these teams.
By the way, turnover each team. That's the first turnover for Bishop Chatard, and right now this is a Penn team. A little bit of momentum after the second goal by Hutecker. And they'll settle here in the offensive zone. They're outside the critical scoring area, which is right at the 12-meter. Once they get there, then you got to really buckle down defensively. You don't see that many long-range shots in high school girls lacrosse when you get past 12 meters, because that would be one heck of a deep shot right there. The ideal portion is to get it into the 8, like right there. And then the shot and the score again. And guess who? Number 16, it's going to be Hutecker gets another one, and all of a sudden this is a new game.
Yeah, it's a lot different game than what it was about 3 minutes ago.
Watch Hutecker. Once she gets, there's the 12-meter. She gets to the 8, takes about another
Look at the wrist.
5 steps, and she's good.
Flip of the wrist, and it's there.
Got to be a left-hander.
Austin Peace got to be licking up their chops right now, right?
They like the idea because now she has 36 goals on the season. And so now, all of a sudden, you're back to within 3. It looked like maybe Bishop Chatard, who, by the way, has not gotten into the offensive zone yet, here in the second quarter. Let's see if they can get a draw control here.
There
they
we
will.
Go. There's the speed that she's talking about right there.
And they're going to try to answer quickly. And the left-hand shot's going to be stick check, knocked down as Maggie Pyatt unable to get the point there.
That was a great defensive move, stick on stick.
Yeah, if you're going to stop teams from scoring, Coach, you got to get your stick on the offensive stick as much as you can. Nice move back to the inside, and it's going to be a goal. It just barely got in, but it will be a goal. I think that's Clara Nagel.
I think that went through the back door. I think that the goalie had the angle, and that went right behind her. Nice goal. Makes the score 7-3. Here we go.
Yeah, watch this, how it just kind of creeps over. That was actually
over the shoulder.
Yeah, it was actually not a bad stick check right there. It stopped the momentum, but then it just kind of dribbled across the line. So they get a goal back, 7-3, and if you're Penn, that kind of hurts a little bit. You fought to get back into this thing.
Yeah, the momentum now is like
so many times we see that in all sports where you think maybe you're getting things rolling a little bit, and the next thing the team scores. There's the 9th draw control now by Bishop Chatard, and they will settle now in the offensive zone and work behind the cage.
I know you did college the other day. The shot clock, is there a big difference between the shot clock and not a shot clock at all?
I would. Well, you know me and shot clocks.
You want shot clocks,
I would
don't you?
love to have a shot clock. Whistle will stop play. That's going to go against Penn. Yeah, I just think that sometimes in games like high school, you want to make the team. How about that wrist shot right there by Clara Nagel again? That's the hat trick now for Nagel.
Hat sock.
Back to, if I may.
Yes.
The shot clock, I think it keeps teams feeling like if you're trailing, that the other team can't just run so much time off the clock that you don't have an opportunity to get the ball back and score. So I think there ought to be a shot clock in high school as well. And when you're on a field like this, you have the ability to have a shot clock because you're playing on a football field, and they have the play clock in football, so it could be easily done. 8-3, back-to-back goals now by the Trojans. The lead back to 5 is, again, the clock, a running clock in this one. Every play becomes very critical here as we're going to see that ball all the way to the sideline and eventually picked up by Bishop Chatard. What is the sock trick for toenail fungus?
No.
Oh, this one. Yeah, when a player scores 6 goals.
Our producer, Nick, did a really good job doing some research then, huh?
Yeah, wait a minute. You must have toenail fungus or something.
My goodness.
So
Let's move on. Welcome to our broadcast, folks. First thing I said to Julie, I don't know much about this game, but I'll have fun. That's why we like you and Troy together.
I'll tell you what, though, Bishop Chatard answering the call every time.
Oh, got it in the
Maggie's head. Just a great shot back to the inside.
They scored.
Yeah.
Scott scored after hitting in the head.
Yep. So great job there by Maggie Piet, who ends up scoring.
I still think you need helmets in this game.
I'm a little surprised they don't.
I'm just
got a yellow against Penn. That's going to go against Shelby Forsyth, and that's going to be a 2 minutes. So now,
is it a 2 minute?
Yep. That one is.
Okay.
A little high shot to the head like that, so Forsyth will have to sit down. Now you don't see too many of the type of.
Now, if they score, you still are in the penalty box. Is that correct?
Still for 2 minutes, yes. Okay. Turn and the shot and the score again. This time it'll be Lainey Anderson, the senior attacker, and that's a power play goal there for Bishop Chatard.
Lainey is a senior. I'm telling you what, they just turned on the faucet, didn't they?
They did. By the way, Laney, a very focused player according to her head coach, and does a great job leading on the offensive end, and she did right there. And right now they are giving it to Sophie Salas, who a little bit ago this thing was 6-3, and now all of a sudden 4 unanswered goals, and now you're talking about the 11th draw control now by Bishop Chatard, and they're already setting up in the offensive zone. They'll play 2 behind the cage here. That's going to keep that keeper really wondering which way they're going to go. Outside the 12, and they'll start to make the move.
It almost looks like they run it like a wheel play.
Boy, the dodge into the inside, had a lane right there, but turned it over. Only the second turnover by Bishop Chatard, and here come the Kingsmen once again. Down by 7 as we come up on the 3-minute mark.
Great job by Chatard coming back and recovering. Here we go.
Quanah Clark had it there for the moment, but they
have
give
numbers.
it right back. Well, they're still in a power play here.
So do you go right back behind the X and start setting up your offense again?
Yeah, they had a successful dive on that last one. The pass was just a little bit high, but I think they'll do it again. Because right now you're looking at a team that's going to have to play a lot of zone right here. So somebody's going to be open eventually. Behind the cage once again. Salas will have to move to the left. See, and that's what you want to do. You want to hopefully get her out of position in the crease area.
And if you're playing defense, you're talking like crazy.
Yeah.
To let everybody know where the ball is.
Well, now you're at even strength. The penalty is over, and a low shot and a great save by Salas.
I think she kicked that ball out of there.
That was Cameron Hart on the shot attempt, as that ball will go past the end line, but it was touched by the Kingsmen. Under 2 minutes remaining. And I think they're just very content right here. You've gotten all those goals back. You lead it by 7. It's kind of like that situation in basketball. If I get a layup, I'll take it. Other than that, there's a shot. Did they count it? The whistle, I think, came before the shot that time by Katie Figura. They're going to say it's a shooting lane violation, so a free position shot. Number 6 now for Bishop Chatard. Straight away. And the shot and the score, they got Figura, who got the goal taken away. She comes back and gets the free position goal.
Fakes left, went right, and nailed it. Largest lead they've had now with 8.
Well, now Penn's going to have to answer quickly. You only have the rain now coming down here at Bishop Chatard. You have 1 minute to try to get something on the board, and you saw that nice shot right there by Figura. And if you're Bishop Chatard, you win the win the draw control here. You can simply run out the rest of the first half, but the third draw control won by Penn. Hutecker has been the offensive player so far today for Penn, getting them a couple of goals.
If you're Bishop Chatard, you don't want a halftime.
No,
you want to just
keep
play
playing.
right through.
Just keep playing. Now, it won't be a long halftime for sure, so they'll have to regroup, speaking of Penn, and make the adjustments necessary. If you're on the other side and you're Bishop Chatard, just keep doing what you've been doing. Dodge to the left, and a foul call against the Trojans. Free position shot here, only number 2 for Penn. And it looks like Hutecker at the hash mark left. And they will not be able to get this shot off. We have made it to halftime. 11 for the Trojans. They, at one point, had the lead cut down to 3, but we go to halftime. Trojans lead it 11-3.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family, come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Ertl looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with three. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt. Insulting referees.
Threatening officials.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
It's IndianaSRN. As you see, we're starting the third quarter. Here's some upcoming games for you right here on the network of IndianaSRN. It all begins on Tuesday night as Roncalli taking on Bloomington. That is a 7 o'clock start, I do believe, on Tuesday night. Also, Wednesday, college baseball Division I, Ball State taking on Indiana. Good game on tap there on Wednesday night. Game time is at 6 o'clock. And then Thursday, the big one, Hamilton Southeastern versus Guerin, also right here on IndianaSRN.
Draw control won there by Penn as we're into the third period. Things went very quickly with that running clock in the first half. Bishop Chatard leads it in draw controls 11-4. They also lead in free position opportunities 6-2. Only 2 turnovers for Bishop Chatard in that first half. 4 turnovers by Penn.
Do you think the weather had anything to do with this, or is it just that one team really dominating the other?
Yeah, I don't think weather really had much to do with it because they played in a lot colder weather.
Oh my goodness!
At the beginning of the year.
Well, game we were at Center Grove, it was what, 30 degrees?
It was too cold. I will never work another cold game.
You didn't wear shorts that night, did you?
Yes, I did.
You did. Oh my goodness.
We have a free position shot here. Opportunity and the save. By the way, new keeper Maggie Ellis is in goal now. She'll take over in the second half. She, by the way, is also a soccer goalie, so I'm sure that helps her in her movement as a goalkeeper here today.
I want to say hi to our buddy Jerry Collins, who's watching the game, eating some popcorn, drinking a Coke, watching the game.
There you go. We'll see Jerry, I believe, on Tuesday, right?
We'll see him on Wednesday. Wednesday at Victory.
Oh, Wednesday, that's right. We have Wednesday night baseball. Free position opportunity again for Penn. Nice stick check. Got the ball out of the netting, and it'll go back over now to Bishop Chatard.
Let me ask you another question.
Yes.
With the save like that and the goalie did not pick up the ball, that ball's still alive for anyone?
Still alive for anyone.
Yep. Unless it's in the crease.
In the crease.
Gotcha.
Can't get in the crease.
I'm learning this game.
Yes, you are.
It's like checkers.
You're doing a great job. But you're more of a chess guy.
I am.
You think more than checkers doesn't take a whole lot of thinking.
Yeah, I could beat you in 4 moves in chess, that's for sure.
In 4.
The rain has stopped. Well, it's sprinkling. But look at the sun's coming, a little brighter skies.
Well, by Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, those 2 games we have at Ron Colley and at Victory Field, the sun will be out.
And 80.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful week. So now, outside the 12, making the dodge toward the goal, and a low shot, and the score. Maggie Pyatt gets on the board again. And Maggie, the junior, going to Manhattan, got her 100th career goal earlier this season. And now a 12-3 lead. By the way, without the running clock, on a normal situation, anytime you get in the second half in girls high school lacrosse, once you get to 10, the clock runs, and then once the team gets it back under 10, the clock will stop.
Yeah, that rule has changed. It was 12. They moved it to 10. And a lot of that is for sportsmanship purposes only.
Yeah.
One team is dominating another.
Draw control will be won by the Trojans. They now have 12 wins in the draw control today.
Look at this shot. Oh.
That's a pass.
Faked me out.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
I mean, that looked right on.
That was Zentes who was attempting that high pass behind the cage, and now we have a player down there for Penn. That will stop the clock, though, at 8:08, and it looked like it might have been a high stick. It's hard to tell from here, but that's going to be Chandler Suth, the junior defensive player, and it looks like she's going to be okay. But you were talking a little bit ago about not having a helmet. There is a player that does have a helmet for Penn. That is number 28, McKenna Fox. So they are available if you want to use them.
Well, there's a young lady at Heritage Christian who has a helmet as well. She comes on the field without her stick, though. I need my stick.
Yeah, you gotta
have a stick.
Well, you can play without it, I'm sure.
But that would not be good. That would not be advisable.
Be a little hard to pick up.
How about picking up that ground ball?
There you go. So in transition, back the other way, penalty, push on the sideline. They'll go ahead and play through it, or they're going to bring it back. So they will bring it back. That'll be Gabby Smith.
I love that the referee had to get out of the way and say, whoa!
Yeah. Hold on. I think these two officials worked that JV game moments ago. There are 3 here for the varsity contest, but a turnover there by Penn. That is number 5 on the day.
You know, Daniel Thacker, our camera guy, played football at New Pal.
Mm-hmm.
He never wore a helmet.
Well, that's because he's a tough guy.
He wore the roller derby.
Oh, really?
Helmet. No face mask, no, you know.
Good for
him.
him.
With a mouthpiece, he would just take out his teeth, and he wouldn't have to use a mouthpiece.
We told the official, I have no teeth. I don't need a mouth guard.
I don't need no mouthpiece.
Gotcha. Kalisperis in the lineup. The attacker working to the right of the cage, and now at the X. Clock is coming up on 7 minutes here in the third. Good job by that Penn defense forcing Bishop Chatard outside the 12, but now they'll make their move to the inside and a high shot. We've got, I believe, a push from behind, and that is going to be the penalty, and that's going to put Clara Nagel into a free position shot opportunity. This is number 7 now on the day for Bishop Chatard. By the way, Sophie Salas stays in goal. This will be on the hash mark to the left. Great jump, and then she moved to the inside and scored. Salas had no chance on that one. That was pretty much one-on-one. 2 defenders got to find a way to pinch her off and not let her have that clear lane to the goal, and it's now a 13-3 lead. Figura comes back in for Bishop Chatard. Also checking in will be Madeline Quintana, the junior attacker. And Julie Jarrell has to be happy with the way her team has responded here today. Every time that Penn made a run, their team came right back.
Well, they have not scored since the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Long dry spell as we have another draw control. This has been dominated by Bishop Chatard. They came in at 50%. That number will go up as they pretty much have had their way, and they'll get another one. That's number 13.
And this win is also going to help their lax numbers. And, you know, when you get ready for the tournament and you get those top 8 teams in that league, you would like to get at least number 4 to get that first round home court advantage, if you will. We'll have the playoffs for you coming
There
up.
you go. Another score.
We'll have both semifinals and the finals for you. Who knows? We may have a first-round game for you, too. Of course, we have Geiger Lacrosse as well as Hamilton Southeastern will be on in a couple more weeks. IndianaSRN has your lacrosse covered for you.
So Pyatt gets the goal. She will come out of the lineup. Addison Burcham will step in, number 28, just a sophomore. But now you have a comfortable 11-goal lead in this one here this afternoon.
And almost everybody has played for you.
Yeah. She'll definitely get, I think that entire roster will get a chance to get into this one here today. Draw control is going to be won again by Bishop Chatard. Boy, you think of how important that draw control is. How many extra possessions you can get, but there's a forced turnover right there. So now in transition back the other way, Grace Hardy there for Penn. Rain coming back down a little bit more. We knew it would be on and off throughout the entire day as now Penn will settle. I think their idea now is they're probably figuring with the way that the clock will be running here, it's going to be awful hard to get back into this one. But let's try to get something
positive. Work on your fundamentals. Yeah, work on your fundamentals. Work on some passes. Work on your cuts.
And you know that the players that don't get a whole lot of time for Bishop Chatard are now thinking, you know what, I want some playing time.
Hey, Coach, can I play now?
I'm going to get in, and that makes it even tougher on the other team. Nice move to the inside, and the score.
Good. the great thing is you haven't quit, right?
Yeah.
You continue to play, put some pressure on, and now you want to keep this thing intact.
Sammy Hutecker, by the way, going to Austin P, gets another one on the board, and she has the hat trick here today. Great move to her left, and you can kind of tell she favors going left than right.
And you've coached sports just like I have. Right now, you know, you're in a situation where you're not in a good shape of winning this thing.
Right.
You keep your kids motivated, and you just have them work on little things, because eventually this will pay off. This is how you build programs.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said earlier, you just never give up. You keep the same. You change your game plan a little bit because you're down by 10, but you also continue to attack and continue to try to get close. And if you can get this thing down to maybe 14-7 going into the final quarter, that's going to be tough to do with a running clock. If you weren't running the clock, you might have a chance. As they'll settle here in the offensive zone once again. But that defense, get a good look there at Lily Braun. She's not allowing anybody to get by her.
I mean, she picks up a step.
Yeah. Always keep everybody in front of you as much as you can.
The old wise adage, basketball ball rim man.
Yeah. Shot will be wide to the right as Quinya Clark, the junior attacker, unable to get on the board as we are under a minute 45 to go here in the third. And you can learn a lot just by making this a situation for Penn. Nice pass, but the ball's going to be dropped. Hardy unable to hold on to it, but they will keep possession. Because you may now look at this game, Keith, and go, you know what, let's pretend it's 6-4.
Exactly. My thought exactly.
Yeah. And let's make it a situation as that's going to be knocked down.
You know, you say that now. If you're Chatard, you're down 1-0 with a minute to go. What do we do?
Yeah.
Who goes where? Situations.
So, 6 turnovers now by
Penn.
Penn.
My goodness. She's quick. Did you see that move?
Lily Braun showing her quickness. Lead pass into the offensive end.
Well, the new turf sure does work, because that ball took off and it was gone.
The ball's going to stay right here with Chatard. Yeah, it's probably takes a little bit of getting used to.
That ball bounced to me, Coach. I'm not used to that.
Official did say that was actually a turnover. It was not touched by Penn. So for Bishop Chatard, their 4th turnover, but they give it right back.
What we got? What call do we have?
Well, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be a free position opportunity here for Bishop Chatard. Straight away against the keeper, low shot, and the score. And it'll be Cameron Hart, the senior midi, making it now a 15-4 lead. We will head to the 4th period. All Trojans leading it by 11.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
15-4 as we head to the fourth. A lot of people to thank for allowing us to be here today and bring you another game of the week here on Indiana SRN.
Coach Becca from Penn and Coach Julie from Chatard, Kyle Ray from the AD from Chatard early this morning getting everything up. The grounds crew did a great job of keeping the turf nice and wet. But it takes a lot. Nick Lewis doing our ones and twos. Daniel, I think his name is Thacker. Yeah, Thacker does our camera. He's fairly new. I think this is his third year with us. In all seriousness, it takes a team. We want to thank our listeners and our viewers, and we want to thank the association allowing us to do these games once a week. It's a lot of fun.
So when it changes to the IHSAA here soon, what do you expect?
I don't know what to expect. How about that?
Okay.
I know that we'll still be doing what we do, and I know what the IHSA expects from us, and what we have done for them in the past 11 to 12 years. It will be a great marriage.
All right. That'll be next season.
Talking about Penn and driving and playing, this is their second game. They go home possibly with a split with the lead as it is 15-4. They beat Park Tudor earlier today. Park Tudor was one game ahead of them, so now they're even. So one will be 14, one will be 15 because of head-to-head. Yeah. You got to get to the 8th spot to get to the playoffs. So a lot of work for both of these teams to get it done. But seeing top 15 teams, we'll see that on Thursday as well. Top 13, top 11 teams. Late in the year, it's kind of fun to see how they will develop with the top 4 teams that are up above them.
It was a turnover there by Penn with an 11-goal lead. Bishop Chatard, again, can take their time offensively. As we mentioned earlier, work on what they need to work on. They had an opportunity in that last possession. Calisperas had a pretty good look. She came from behind the cage on the left side. Shot was just a little bit high, but once they get it back, they'll settle here at around the 12-meter. But they are in the critical scoring area once again. High pass. Ball in the air. But it's still, once you get those sticks in there, it's awful hard. Unless you get a clean pickup, it's awful hard to hold on to it.
I just like the defensive pressure they have put on them.
Yeah, they're making it really tough here for the Trojans. Nice spin back to the inside. The double team gives it up, and a high shot. Or did she get it in? She did. Katie Figura gets the goal and makes it a 16-4 lead.
Katie is a junior. Check that, senior for Bishop Chatard. By the way, I forgot to tell you that Leslie Sherman from Park Tudor told me to tell you hello. Leslie asked me today who you sharing the booth with today, Keith. Oh, Troy. Oh, would you tell him I said hi?
That's nice.
Yeah. These people.
Well, I'm such a likable guy,
That's what it is.
All these guys in here love me because
it's the personality.
I support their unionization one day. I know
the whole entire day. You could have went the whole entire day.
And not mention that?
Also want to thank our sponsors. You want to thank our sponsors?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let me do that.
Here, let me find them. What do I do?
It's over there.
Can you
I can do that really quick.
Can you go? Hold on a second. I know you want to get a clean look at that nice sheet right there.
There we go. How about Reynolds Farm Equipment, Boilermaker 374, Wheeler Mission, Burtner Electric, Morales Group, Piper Logistics, Aspen Creek Grill, and the Indiana Sports Page. Without those fine folks, we don't do what we do.
Did you see that sports page on Friday?
I did.
Oh, my gosh. It was jam-packed.
It was full.
NFL stuff. It was crazy. That editor, he is one fine guy, I'll tell you that.
I heard he got a raise.
Better tell his wife that. Low shot, and the score again for Bishop Chatard. This time it's number 20, Madeline Quintana, the attacker. And they continue to really, when you think about Thrive off of the draw controls, they've had 16 of those today, and they got 17 goals.
Dominating.
Yeah.
Dominating.
That is certainly a big area today for Bishop Chatard.
And we do this on every broadcast, but if you're a team or a coach out there or a organization that would like to see more stuff on web TV on IndianaSRN, all you got to do is contact us at coach
at IndianaSRN.org,
where you always have a front row seat.
And since everybody thinks I got a raise now, if that's funny, because I'm at the food line at my local church, they can't figure out why I'm there all the time.
I noticed that you had 3 hot dogs, though, for lunch. That was pretty impressive.
It was great. 17 now, draw controls now by Bishop Chatard. Penn will split today, as you mentioned earlier, and they'll be a team that'll be reckoned with down the stretch when you have Hutecker and you have Gabby Smith leading you on offense. You're going to be okay. They probably just need to get Salas a little more
playing time.
Yeah, a little more playing time, a little more polish there in the cage, and get ready for that tournament.
Well, most of these teams will probably have at least 4 games left of this season.
But that's in from a coach's standpoint, know this, that's not a whole lot of time.
No. Oh, hit the pole.
Good effort there once again by Quintana.
Nice defense there.
Braun on the shot.
I like that.
Pick up there by Salas.
See, there's things you can work on right there.
Yeah,
yep.
No doubt about it. So now Penn back the other way.
I like it when the referee has to duck.
I would. But look at her hustle. Look at this. That's the official sprinting. Now, this guy's not sprinting as much. She was sprinting.
She was sprinting. She was at the 30-yard line when he was at the 20.
That's
pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
She was a lacrosse player, I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. So Penn, once again, will work behind the cage, trying to get their 5th of the day. Ball is loose. And it's going to be picked up by Bishop Chatard. That'll be the 8th turnover now by Penn.
Look
at Addison Burcham back the other way. Look at that official sprint. She beat everybody down there. Well, she knows she has to get in position in case you have an attempted shot. Nice pass to the inside and the save.
How about that save?
Addie John almost got her first goal of the day.
Halfway through the 4th period. Oh, bad pass.
Yeah, that is something that you got to clean up the rest of the way, is those unforced errors. A lot of times coaches will say, I don't mind you making a mistake on a hustle error, but the problem is when you don't see that, that drives you nuts as a coach.
Well, because you had time to make the play, correct?
That's right.
My basketball teams made errors all the time because we never had time.
So now you see the Trojans. Might have been a little bit of a high stick to the head, and if it is, it's going to be, I believe, a yellow here, and it is. So that'll put the Trojans up 1. Stick to the head, 2 minutes. Second time we've seen a 2-minute stick to the head here by Penn. Coming out of the lineup for Penn will be Chandler Sooth. So now with a power play opportunity here for the Trojans, Penn will have to find a way to play this in a zone situation, and there's going to be another one. Yep. And that's going to put them 2 up here. We've got 2 players with a stick to the head. This time number 26 was Kierman Foley. And so now you're up 2 here. This is really tough. You're asking your defenders to try to guard everybody, and that's a difficult thing to do. Ball came loose here for Bishop Chatard. Now they've got plenty of time. The shot low, and it'll be Maggie getting it on the board again.
Score was 11-3 at halftime. It is now 18-4, so you've scored 1 goal in the 15 minutes that we had played.
Yeah. Pyatt gets another one. Maggie having a great day today, the Manhattan commit. But that's tough. I mean, you can't really fault that goal on the keeper, Salas, because you're up by 2 players, and it's just almost impossible to do.
You look at these rosters and where these kids are going next year.
Yeah.
They're not mom and pop lacrosse teams.
Yeah.
These are top lacrosse teams in the nation, which tells you how good this lacrosse program in the state of Indiana has improved in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
It's great.
And look at all the other players we have seen throughout the year, and we'll see.
Yeah, the talent that we have seen in these really good schools. That the neat thing is now that they're going to be an ISHA sport.
Yeah.
You bring the athletic directors and their response into it. It's nothing but a no-brainer for those guys.
So another draw control won by Bishop Chatard. That is number 18. They lead that category 18-5 here today. And by the way, you're 1 up here.
Nice save.
Salas gets the save. Is back in the lineup will be Chandler Sooth. Her penalty is up. They'll still be 1 up right here with Foley just a few seconds behind. Looks like we may have a penalty here against the Kingsmen. And right now, all this team needs to do, speaking of the Trojans, is run out the last 2+ minutes, and they'll pick up a win here today. Really dominating in draw controls here today. The penalty situation heavily in favor of Penn. Of course, those last 2, now everybody's even strength. As Foley is back out there for Penn. Dive to the inside, and another save by Salas. Excellent pass to the inside, and Marissa Zentas there for Bishop Chatard had a really good look. There's the 10th turnover by Penn. But Salas had good reaction time in goal.
As we're down to 1:25 to play in this game.
By the way, Salas should be credited too. She also has 6 ground balls to her credit coming in. So now the Trojans outside the 12-meter in the critical scoring area, and a wind-up and the score. Wow, that was point blank.
Well,
and that was 27, which is Zentas.
I'm telling you right now, Chatard is going to be tough out getting into the tournament.
Yeah. Well, they've had several players come up big, and now think about this, Coach. You have 19 goals on a running clock. Woo.
That's scary, isn't it? And you played everybody on your bench.
Yeah. Everybody's gotten some PT today, and several different players scoring. Draw control, and it's been Bishop Chatard most of the day, and it's still available here, so Penn will get one. That's number 6. Down to the last 14 seconds here in this one. Penn will try to get one more on the board. They know they've got to hurry. Ball is loose, and they will not get another shot off, but they will get charged with their 11th turnover, and that is going to do it. Your final score, Bishop Chatard 19 and Penn 4. We'll come back and wrap it up here from Bishop Chatard in just a moment here on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back once again here at Bishop Chatard. Time for the Morales Group postgame show, brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Whether you're looking to start a new career or grow your team with exceptional talent, Morales is here to help you succeed. Great game today by Bishop Chatard. I think home field advantage certainly plays a big part in this one today. And, Coach, they won 18 of the 23 draw controls today. 8 free position opportunities. They took advantage of those and the penalties, picked up a big win.
Yeah, I think the word we're looking for is dominant. They dominated this game. They led 4-5-0 early and continued to build that lead. Penn did a great job, believe it or not, really coming back early, but just didn't have enough. And you only scored one score in the second half. You scored 3 in the first half. Just not enough for a dominating team with Chatard 19-4.
Well, and you had 2 players that had over 20 goals there for Penn, so you know that you had to have really good defense and good keeping.
And you know they can score.
Yeah.
The thing is, this Penn team is not a bad team.
Yeah.
I think they just ran into a buzzsaw today. The conditions was perfect for Chatard. They like to play in the rain.
Yeah.
They played in the rain.
They did. Time to name the Piper Logistics Player of the Game, presented by Piper Logistics. From warehousing to transportation, Piper Logistics delivers solutions that keep you on the move with efficiency and reliability. Piper Logistics, they get the job done. Our player of the game is actually going to be 2 players.
Yes. Avery Jennings, the goalie for Chatard, and also Matty Ellis, Chatard. Both of them shared halves. Both of them gave a total of 4 goals. You're going to win a lot of games only giving up 4 goals.
Yep, you certainly will. And so they are the Piper Logistics Players of the Game.
Real quick before we leave.
Okay.
Tomorrow is Easter.
Yes.
He is risen. The Lord is our Savior. We're excited. We're celebrating that. We want to thank the crew. This is a holiday weekend, and our crew did a great job. Our CEO is wonderful. We want to thank you very much for tuning in. But enjoy your Easter. Enjoy your family, and we'll see you Tuesday night at Roncalli.
All right. I want to thank the entire crew. Again, your final score today, 19-4, your final. Bishop Chatard with a win. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here on IndianaSRN.